Hey Eagle fans, I'm Ernie Harris, and we're back with another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm joined again with Rhea County Golden Eagle head football coach Mark Pemberton. Coach's Corner is proudly sponsored by First Bank. Community banking gives you the win. We're the local team that cheers you on. Local bankers who know your name and celebrate you and all life's big wins. To experience the First Bank difference, visit 1525 Market Street in downtown Dayton or call 423-775-1522. First Bank, member FDIC. Well, Coach, long trip to Elizabethton Friday. Didn't go as expected. It was a crazy night all around as far as the pre-game activity. Lightning caused about an hour delay to start the game. But your first thoughts on the 41-21 loss to the Cyclones?
Well, first of all, we've been through those delays before, so it works against both teams, so that's not a big deal. I thought at times during the game we played really well. At other times, especially in the first half, we did not play well at all. We've been getting off to slow starts in the last few games, and you just cannot do that against defending state champions, and I really felt like other than that slow start in the first half and that, second half we played them 14 on in the second half, so I thought if we'd have got off to a better start, it'd been a dogfight down to the end. And we had our chances to maybe get back in it and did cut the score to 13 a couple times, but never could close any closer than that.
Yeah, like we talked about last week, they were good. They were big and physical up front. They could move the football. They had a very mobile quarterback. And like you said, the slow start caused them to go up 13-0 in the first quarter.
It did, and we've the opening drive in the last couple or three ball games, people have scored on us. We got to play better defense to start the ball game to keep us out of the hole. Having to come battle back from behind. So we definitely got to get off to better starts, and we've done that early in the year.
Right.
We've got off to really good starts, but the last few games it's not been real good. So that's something we got to get better at, and we got to get better in the penalty game. I think we had 6 personal fouls on the night, so we have got to quit retaliating when people do things to us. We got to be more disciplined, and we've got a very old defense on the field, and that's where we're getting the majority of them. Our guys have got to be smarter. They've got to know that when they retaliate after somebody's done something to them or said something to them, the second guy always gets caught, and that's what happened to us the other night. And we got to be more mature about it, smarter athletes, and because it continued drives in a couple situations and hindered us in one of them. So we got to do a better job mentally of handling adversity and handling negativity towards us, because that stuff's going to happen every week. We got to get better at that, and I'll take that on my shoulders.
I agree. Those hurt you big time. And also, it's like that old saying, like you said, the second guy always gets caught.
Guy always gets caught.
Punch.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
We wasn't necessarily punching people, but there was some heavy pushing,
right.
and talking and things of that nature. It's just that's not a mature football team that does that. We got to be smarter with that, because we do have a bunch of older guys playing that have been through the battles. If we want to get to where we want to go, they've got to quit it. We've got to stop it, and we got to discipline them where that doesn't happen anymore.
I take it you expressed that to them Friday night.
I did after the game, and we'll express it again this week in practice.
2 of those actually came on the same play on a punt, and it moved them 30 yards, the opposite direction.
That's just shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah. It kills us, and against good football teams, you can't. They're going to take advantage. You can get away with it against teams that you're better than, but against good teams that you're equal with, they're going to beat you every time you're making those kind of mistakes. So we've got to eliminate that. Yeah,
like you said, it wasn't just one-sided. It was both sides talking and jawing and shoving. It just so happens they saw the second guy, Rhea County.
Yeah.
They only had 3 penalties on the night, Coach, for 15 yards, 3 5-yarders. So
and they were doing a lot of the same stuff, but a lot of times they were initiating it and we were responding, and we were the ones getting the flag, which we shouldn't respond.
Right.
We got to be mature enough not to do that, and it cost us.
Yeah, fans that were there, that witnessed it or watched it live stream, can make their own assessment by those statistics, Coach. Yeah. That's all I'll say about that. They went up 20-0 by the second quarter, Coach, and then you got a touchdown. Caleb Martin is going for a 3rd and short, right up the middle, quarterback sneak, keeps his legs driving, gets outside, goes 32 yards for the touchdown. Nice run, Coach.
Yeah, that was good. Good job. We had a good surge inside. He was able to sneak out the right side of it, and sometimes that happens when you run those sneaks. Sometimes the quarterback's able to pop out of it. But had a good drive going. That was a 3rd and short, and good to get it in the end zone. I thought at that point we were going to battle back, which we did, and then to some extent we did, but just couldn't get over the hump.
That made it 20-7 with, I believe, 4:26 to go in the second quarter. I did want to point out, Coach, had a couple of nice defensive plays early. They were driving inside your 30. 2 interceptions. The first in the first quarter with Jaden Pankey, got a second one of the year, I believe. Austin Brackett did a nice job tipping the ball up. Another tip drill, Coach.
Yeah, Austin Brackett's done that several times this year, and I think it's led at least to 2 interceptions where he's jumped up and used his arms and length to bat a ball in the air, and he did that the other night. Pankey made a heck of an interception. And then Bryce Dupree had a drive-stopping interception against them in their territory too. So those were two good turnovers for us.
Very nice. Yeah, Brackett was on the coverage on the man, and I think he either tipped it or was right there making the play and making it for Bryce. So
yeah, Brackett was walling off that inside vertical, and if the throw was going to get there, it had to be perfect. But Bryce broke on it, read it correctly, and had a big interception.
Yeah, 2 nice plays. Brackett also had a nice job making tackles, almost near double digits. So his linebacker position, Coach.
Yeah, I mean that's what we expect our linebackers to do. They got to make the majority of the tackles for us defensively. So we definitely got to improve defensively. We're giving up too many points sometimes, but I think our guys will respond.
Yeah, that whole crew of linebackers. Sir Alloway. Of course, Drew Fisher, Trent Edwards right there in the middle, and Garrett Ramsey getting it done for the linebacker crew.
Yeah, we gave up too many points the other night. We got to get better technique-wise and things of that nature. But for the most part, over the course of the year, they played really well.
Yeah, they've had a good season so far. Elizabethton punched it in with 38 seconds to go in the second quarter to go at 27-7 at the half. At that point, halftime was 27-7. You guys scored with 1:30 left to go in the third quarter. Ethan Davis on a 2-yard run, which helped. He helped set up his own touchdown with a nice 32-yard run to the outside.
Yeah, and we'll go back. Okay. The drive that Caleb scored on. I thought we were trying to run the clock.
Right.
And get the ball in the end zone at the end of the half. Right. That way it'd be 20-7. We come back out, get the second possession. They got to kick to us, so we get the first possession out of the half. Similar to what game was that? McMahon or Anderson? Is Anderson County?
Anderson County.
We did put a good drive together to start the second half again, but them scoring with 38 seconds left was that put a damper on it. But we did come back out in that second half and the opening drive and had a heck of a drive and ended it, I think, with Ethan on his score. But I think that was a 10-minute.
It was a long drive.
Yeah, it was a long drive, 19 plays, I think. So several fourth down conversions on that.
Yes.
We knew we had to get points on the board, so we were going to gamble and see if we could get it done. And we're able to get it done, cut it to 13, and then we tried to get we felt like we need to go onside and see if we could steal a possession because the drive before when we scored, it ran so much time off the clock that we were going to have to get multiple possessions. And so we tried the onside and didn't get it. And they went down, scored, I think.
Yeah. You brought up something I meant to point out. You went for it. You're down 7-0. Let me rewind. You're down 7-0 on your own 29. Go for it on fourth down. 4th and short, 4th and 1, Coach. And like you said, on that drive, you converted several fourth downs in the third quarter drive.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to beat good people, you're going to have to take some chances. Yeah. And you see it happening on Saturdays in college. You see it happening in the NFL. sometimes you got to beat good teams. Sometimes you got to take some chances. Now you got to pick your spots. That was a short conversion, but you know, we took several chances the other night and were able to convert on most of them.
Yeah, I think he converted every fourth down he went for.
Yeah.
My memory serves me correctly. Briley Mayberry actually converted that first one in the first quarter when it was 4th and 1. Went, I want to say 5-6 yards.
Yeah,
a nice conversion there.
Yeah, we blocked that really well. Had a nice hole in there for him.
Speaking of Briley had a good night. 12 carries, 86 yards, Coach, including a 44-yard run to set up a score, his own score.
Yeah, he's getting more productive in the run game as far as him carrying it. He's been productive catching the ball a lot and blocking, but he's getting more productive, which you got to have. Both lanes have got to be involved in it. And thought he had a good night running the football. Broke a long run.
Yeah, very nice. So you guys made it 27-14, like you said earlier. You cut it to 13, and in third quarter. At that point, there's still, of course, there's a chance anyway. But at that point, you're cutting the gap, closing the gap. But they scored on a long TD pass early in the fourth quarter, made it 34-14. Once again, you're down 20.
Yeah, and then I think we answered back. We answered back with a drive, I think, to score. We cut it to 13 again.
Yep.
And then we tried the onside again because we're going to have 2 possessions. And they got it again, and they came out and ended up scoring. But if we could ever gotten one of those onside kicks, we might have had a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game.
I agree. The first one looked like it had a chance. I think we touched it before.
Yeah,
got 10 yards, but it was a nice bounce. Cole Ruling did a nice job on the kick. It just inadvertently touched a little bit before the 10 yards. Like I mentioned earlier, Briley Mayberry scored with 7:18 left to go in the fourth. Nice 2-yard run for him to punch it to make it 34-21 at that point. Like you said earlier, you guys matched them in 14-14 in the second half. So the slow early start, but the last 3 quarters, Coach. What do you say about the last 3
we've
quarters,
played
second
well.
half especially.
We've played well in the second half all year.
Right.
I
agree.
That's sort of been our MOs. Is let's win the second half. And usually we do. We played even this time, but the first half we just have got to get off to a better start. We struggled getting off to a good start, even against Anderson County and folks like that. We were down 20-0 to Anderson County in the first half. So we have got to get off to a better start. Got to find the remedy to that, and because we do play well in the second half. So let's not spot them a lead and then have to win big in the second half.
I agree. But you guys kept it together. Great second half. Second half drives this year, like you said, opening the second half, the Anderson County you referenced earlier, 16-play drive. I want to say ate up 10 minutes of the clock. Touchdown. You all done that several times this season.
We have, and that's important. We tell them first 5 minutes of each half, you got to set the tempo, and we've done that in the second half a lot. Not necessarily in the first half every time, but the second half we've sort of done that, and we just got to make it 2 halves.
Right, complete game, so to speak. I mentioned Davis earlier. Total yardage rushing for the night for the Eagles was 278 on 51 carries. Ethan Davis led you, Coach, 28 carries, 144 yards, 1 touchdown.
Ethan had another great night. We give him the ball a lot.
Yep.
He's we go to the right side a lot, but he just keeps churning out. You don't notice his yardage either.
No.
I mean, you give him the ball, he just keeps getting yardage, and then you look up at the end of the game, he's got 144 yards.
Yep.
So it was really a good rushing night for us. That's a good football team now. We've been beaten by 2 defending state champions.
Yep.
And this second one, we had a heck of a rushing night against a defending state title holder. And we just got to be able to put it all together. We just, I think the penalties are killing us right now, and killed us in the first half last week.
Yeah, you guys had 11 penalties for 130 yards. But you touched on something about Ethan Davis. He only had 43 yards at the half, Coach, rushing. 101 in the second half. And on Elizabethton they had 265 yards rushing. So, in my opinion, after Friday's game, on the field, and what I told somebody, I don't think either team could stop each other as far as the drives. You guys were moving the ball on them as they were too on you, but just the first half was a killer.
Yeah, we just got behind the 8 ball in the first half and couldn't catch up. But I feel like both those teams are even, in the scheme of things.
Yep.
But they played better in the first half. They got the win. That's how it works. But there's a reason they're where they're at, and they've won 2 state titles in a row. But we've got to get to the point. I think we're in that caliber too. I think we're in the top 4 in the state in our division.
I agree.
But we got to eliminate some of these mistakes, these mental mistakes that are killing us, these penalties and stuff. If we can do that, I think we're right there. I think we're right on the edge, ready to make a move if we can just quit making these dumb mistakes.
I agree. Is that kind of what you told them in the huddle after the game?
It is. It is. I mean, I take a lot of positives away from that game. I thought we did a lot of things right, but we did a lot of things wrong, and we got to be more self-disciplined in how we handle situations, and hopefully we'll get better with it.
Right. I mentioned Mayberry's total yards earlier. Hunter Crow got 3 carries, 5 yards. Caleb Martin had 6 carries, 32 yards, 1 touchdown. Caleb Odell had a nice carry. He had 1 carry for 14 yards, Coach.
Yeah, Mayberry rolled an ankle there, and Odell came in for him. We ran a little speed sweep to the left side. I think it was 3rd and forever, maybe. Yep. And he made a heck of a run, about a 14, 15-yard run. Yep. It got us down where we converted, I think, on the 4th down to a 1st down. So he's always had the ability. We like him at running back, but he's valuable to us on defense.
Yeah, I left him out earlier on that linebacker crew, and he's done a nice job as well, Caleb Odell.
Yeah, he had an ankle injury early in the year, and it still bothered him a little bit, but that's one reason he hadn't played as much offense. He's more valuable to us defensively.
Gotcha. Speaking of filling in, Briley Mayberry's twin brother Cole actually got some playing time, a couple series at fullback.
Yeah, Cole came in. We got a lot of confidence in Cole. He's an aggressive kid. Yeah. He came in, did a good job for us at fullback. Crow's ankle was bothering him again in the 3rd quarter, I think, maybe into the 4th. I can't remember, but Cole came in and did a good job for us.
Very nice. I also forgot to mention Jaden Pankey had a blocked extra point, Coach. He's come close for the last 2 years on several, and he's blocked a few, but blocked an extra point.
Jaden's got a knack of that. And he's done that several times over his career, block kicks and stuff. So, and he returns them really well. He's got a really good technique at blocking kicks.
I agree. Well, that's all about Elizabethton game. Coming up next, we'll discuss the upcoming Howard game on October 15th. We'll be right back after this brief message from our sponsor, First Bank.
Community makes us stronger together. How strong? Together, we can lift our whole community, pull our entire town through, break down walls, pave a way for change, even move mountains. Get the strong advantage of a community bank. At First Bank, giving back carries a lot of weight. No wonder local banking gives you more pull. First Bank, community strong.
Well, Coach, you have the Howard Hustling Tigers coming in this Friday. I forgot to look at the record. I don't know it offhand. It's a region game. It's the final region game of the season. I know last time I did look at the record, it was a losing record, but like any team, you can't overlook anyone, can you, Coach?
Can't overlook anybody. We saw that last year when we played Marion County. We didn't play them very well coming in. Howard's got some athletes. They haven't won a lot of ball games, but they're always dangerous. They've got guys that can run, that can score from long range. So, our deal this week is going to be working on ourselves and trying to get ourselves back to where we need to be. We've gotten away from some of the things that we do well. Yep. So we're going to concentrate on ourselves. Not to mean, we're going to work on Howard, but a lot of it's going to be fundamental work, trying to get back to where we need to be to make this stretch run.
I gotcha. And like we said last week, you pretty much sealed the Region 4 or 5A title. it's a region game with Howard, but win or lose, you have the region wrapped up.
We've got the tiebreaker over the other teams that are contending for us. So that'll lock us in. But it is the next ball game, so it's the biggest game of the season. So hopefully our guys will respond.
I agree. What does Howard like to do? Do they run it?
They run the football. They run it. They'll get spread. They'll get some different formations, but it's based on running the ball. They will throw it, but they're a little more run than they are throw.
Okay. I know Howard has really good athletes on the basketball court. I've seen Howard in the last 20 years. They've made the state tournament probably 12, 13 years out of those 20. So that school has some good athletes.
They do. They sure do, and still do.
Yeah.
We just got to keep them hemmed up.
Yeah. Good athletes beginning in the early 1980s with Reggie White. That's where Reggie White played high school football. Former ball great, former Packer Eagles. Any other thing you could say about Howard or?
No, other than like I said, it's the biggest game of the year so far because it's the next one. We got to go. Our goal is to go 1-0 and get back on track and eliminate some of these mistakes that we've been making, and hopefully we can do that. And I've got confidence in our guys. They frustrate me to no end sometimes, but we've lost to two really good football teams that are they're where they're at because of the way they do things, and we're right on the brink, I think, of being in that category. But we got to step it up a notch. We got to be smarter about how we do things. So we need to start that this week against Howard.
I agree. You mentioned you are 5-2 now. You're 3-0 in the region. Those two losses are to two previous state champs, like you said, and they will be playing deep into the playoffs, if not back in the finals, in my prediction.
Yeah, both those teams. Alcoa will probably be in the finals again, and Elizabethton will be battling it out with Greenville probably in the quarters or the semis or something like that to get back to state title game.
So what would you like to say to Eagle fans? Hopefully it's a good crowd this Friday at home.
Well, we appreciate those folks that went through that mess up there last Friday, that delay and the rain, and appreciate our band and cheerleaders and stuff because they were right out there with us. And, hopefully we can get another good home crowd. We've had good home crowds so far. And I think we're celebrating the 81 team.
Yes, I was going to mention that. 1981 team 40th anniversary reunion is this Friday, October 15th as well.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. Everybody come out and recognize those guys because that's a heck of a group, and let's all celebrate the Eagles.
All right, sounds good. I want to thank the fans for watching and following along with us on Coach's Corner. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news, follow the Herald News on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell for the new videos each week. Thank you for our sponsor, First Bank, for your support of Coach's Corner and our community. If you're looking for a bank that cares about the community, they are located at 1525 Market Street in Dayton, or give them a call at 423-775-1522. First Bank, member FDIC. Well, thank you, Coach. Any final thoughts going into this week?
No, let's just get back on track.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, fans, for watching. We'll see you next week on Coach's Corner.